Everyone around me thinks my life changed overnight, but they don't know the terrifying secret behind my sudden wealth. They see the money, the new clothes, the car, and the apartment, yet they cannot imagine the price I paid. Not a single person knows the choices I made, the rules I had to follow, and the consequences I faced. Tonight, I am finally telling my story, the one I have hidden from everyone, even those I loved most. My name is Adjoa, and I grew up in a world where hunger and struggle shaped every decision I made. For years, I dreamed of escaping poverty, of having the life I always imagined but never thought was possible. I never knew that achieving that dream would demand so much, that every step would come with a hidden cost. And as I sit here today, I realize that the price of that wealth was far higher than I expected. I wanted to rise above everything that held me down, but I had no idea how far I would go. I wonder if anyone would even understand what I am about to reveal, or if they would judge me forever. But keeping this inside has become unbearable, so I am sharing it now, hoping someone learns from my mistakes. I grew up in a home where every day was a struggle, where my mother worked endlessly just to feed us enough. Sometimes we barely had enough to eat, and I watched my younger sisters suffer while I felt powerless to help them. My sisters were the only family I had, and I loved them more than anything else in this world. Seeing them struggle while I had no power to change anything filled me with envy, shame, and frustration. School was my escape, my only place where I could dream without being reminded of my poverty every minute. But even at school, I felt invisible, unnoticed, and painfully aware of how little I had compared to my classmates. Their phones, their uniforms, their confidence, it reminded me of everything I lacked and everything I wanted. I promised myself I would find a way to escape, to give my sisters the life we all deserved someday. Nights were the hardest, lying awake wishing for a miracle, wondering if life would ever change for me. The poverty I endured gave me patience, yes, but it also planted a hunger that grew stronger every day. I began dreaming of a life where I could have anything, everything, without ever worrying about money again. And I told myself that no matter what, I would find a way to make that dream a reality. I did not yet know how dangerous the path would be, or how far I would have to go to reach it. Little did I know, accepting one of those opportunities would change my life forever, in ways I could never undo. One day, a mysterious person noticed me struggling and offered a solution that promised to change my life completely. They told me I could finally have everything I had ever dreamed of, but I would have to trust them fully. At first, I hesitated because something about the offer felt dangerous, almost too perfect to be true. The temptation, however, was irresistible, and I wanted to escape poverty more than I feared what might happen. They told me to follow strict rules, keep everything secret, and never question the process if I wanted results. I didn't understand all the details, but the possibility of having a new life was too exciting to refuse. I kept telling myself that if I only tried this once, maybe it would finally be my chance to succeed. And so, hesitantly, I agreed, thinking I could control the situation while my dreams started to become reality. Slowly, almost imperceptibly at first, small amounts of money began to appear, and my heart started racing. Each delivery, each envelope brought hope mixed with fear, and I realized this path was far riskier than I imagined. I told myself to stay calm, to play along, and to never let anyone suspect where the money came from. That decision marked the turning point where my life began to change forever, in ways I could never undo. The first money that arrived was small but enough to feel like a miracle, giving me a taste of freedom I had never known. Soon, larger amounts began to come, and suddenly, I could buy the things I had only dreamed of before. Clothes, shoes, even a phone that I could finally call my own, everything felt like a reward for surviving poverty. My friends began noticing, complimenting me, some even jealous. But I smiled and told them I had worked hard. Nobody suspected how I truly got it, and I realized that my secret gave me power no one else had. The life I had longed for was finally within reach, and I felt unstoppable, untouchable, almost invincible. I began to enjoy this wealth, but I also understood that it came with invisible rules I could not ignore. Every decision, every move, every smile had to be calculated to avoid suspicion or exposure of my secret. I told myself I could handle it, that I was clever enough to navigate this new life safely and confidently. Yet the rules were more restrictive than I realized, and I could already feel how heavy the secret had become. Despite the glamour and the excitement, a shadow lingered over every moment, reminding me of the cost. And deep inside, I started wondering if the dream I had chased might eventually become my greatest regret. To keep this life, I had to follow rules I didn't fully understand, rules that demanded secrecy and obedience.